The crowning of the Indian American woman Nina Davuluri as Miss America should have been seen as a celebration of the American melting pot and the diversity of this country, but instead it has shown us another sparkling example of how racist and incredibly stupid Americans can be. Since the moment she won the crown, there has been a myriad of hate-spewing texts and tweets on Twitter about the Arab Muslim ruining good old American female subjugation for everyone. And the tweets include such gems as, quote, "I am literally too mad right now. A Arab won Miss America," end quote, and other more colorful displays of American acceptance. According to Fox News' Todd Starnes, the American-born young woman does not, quote, represent American values.
Okay, so who's Todd Starn again?
Yeah, Todd Starnes is a Fox News host, of course.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Nobody's heard of him. Nobody's heard of Todd Starnes. Why do you think he's out here on Fox News, trying to say stuff like this? Because he wants to get noticed. Hey, look at me. I can say really hateful and offensive things.
Right, of course. And yeah, absolutely, that's true. It does give him the attention that he obviously craves so dearly. And no one knows who he is, and no one cares. But, he's a good example of, how... these are professionals, when I was a kid, and I still had illusions about America being one of the greatest countries on the face of the planet, I would have thought that a professional who made his way all the way to national television as a news anchor would have more professionalism and intelligence than to claim that someone who is American-born, who won Miss America, does not represent American values. And yes, this woman is of Indian descent. Born in America, and she was wearing a bikini on national television, and yet she has been thought by thousands in America to be Arab, Muslim, and un-American. Can we have a round of applause, please, for our American educational system?
Way to go. Way to go.
Well, I've never cared about Miss America, and even though she was Miss New York, right? Before she won Miss America?
Yep,
yes.
She was Miss New York.
Yeah, it still doesn't interest me. It's funny that people are dumb, that people don't know the difference between Muslims and Indians. It's ironic that Indians, and I'm generalizing, hate Muslims probably more than your average American do, because they, have a lot of issues with Pakistan. So, like, that nuance is lost on the negative tweeters, but I just really don't care about Miss America. Like, congratulations, she won. I don't know what her duties are. Like, that's the part that always trips me up, is that there's a runner-up who could fulfill her duties, whatever they are, if she is incapable, whatever that means. So I don't understand it. I don't watch it, and the fact that people got so bent out of shape about it is really more annoying to me than anything.
Well, that's true. It is annoying, isn't it? When we're facing things like cuts to programs that would make children end up starving, when we're dealing with cuts to our educational system, when we're dealing with war overseas, when we're dealing with a national budget that's still out of control, when we're dealing with corrupt congressmen, who are in bed with major corporations, and we have people who are freaking out about who won Miss America. We have our priorities so screwed in this country that we can't even become outraged at the right things.
Right, and to Sean's point, like, I agree that I didn't really give a fuck about the whole Miss America thing. I don't care. It's not important. But what was important to me, and what ticked me off, is just all the blatant racism. This whole thing reflects in our society and shows how bigoted and how racist and how stupid people can be. And that's really what irritates me. It's not about who won and who lost. It's about the hate and
Yes.
and the blatant racism and the sheer utter ignorance that our people show. I mean, we're supposed to be a melting pot. We're supposed to be a society that welcomes everyone and treats everyone equally, equal protection under the law. Am
My,
I
my
am I correct?
Well,
Right.
I mean, my favorite tweets out of all of them, which I found the most amusing, were like, "What the fuck? 9/11 just happened." Like, how old was this girl when 9/11 happened? Like, she's probably like 10.
Right. And let's assume for a second that she is, an Arab American. So what? She's not a terrorist. She's not an extreme Muslim. She wouldn't be on television wearing a bikini if she were an extreme Muslim. She's not a terrorist, spy or something like that.
And that's the other thing too. And that's the other thing. Some people were like, "Well, what if she was an Arab?" So what? Who cares? I still would have, I would still defend her even if she was an Arab and say, "Look, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an Arab American. And there's nothing wrong with being an Indian American, because to me, we're all American. It doesn't matter."
Right. Exactly.
I feel like we've done this story before. Like there was a Miss Michigan that that may or may not have been an Arab American, and everybody flipped out about it.
Yes, I think you are correct.
And she might have won Miss America or Miss Universe or whatever like these competitions are, but like it's even dumber in this case. Like it's dumb then because she's still an American and anybody can win the contest, and you don't need like I like the blonde hair, blue eyes thing, like we're what you call it, we're all Aryans or something like that. Like a lot of people aren't even into blonde hair, blue eyed people.
For sure.
And I don't care about Miss America either. I never have watched it before, and I never intend on watching it all the way through again. But yes, I mean, to Jeff's point, it's about how racist our country is and how racist the American people are and how stupid they are to think that, someone born in India, not born in India, but someone of Indian heritage is Arab.
Oh, I mean, and what's kind of funny too is that we already have people in America, Indian Americans, right? Like, I don't know, Bobby Jindal?
Right.
That never have any, nobody flips out about them as far as I know.
And like to bring a super downer like moment onto this, like this has kind of been happening to Indian people for a while. Like people, we remember the Sikh temple shooting where the guy's like, I thought they was all Muslims, right?
Like, right.
Like if I'm a Sikh person, I'm like, what the hell do I have to? What do I have to do to be left alone? Like they done nothing wrong. Like right. No group has done anything wrong. Like it's just ridiculous.
Apparently, all brown people are Arab now.
Unless they're Spanish.
Yeah.
Unless they're Hispanic, then they're Mexicans. Obviously.
Automatically.
Well, whichever way it goes, they scare us. Whichever type of brown color they are. I think. It feels like the reaction is emblematic of what a lot of where the Tea Party maybe gets kind of energy and all, and I think that there is a displacement of power that is happening right now across kind of generations, and that has racial undertones to it, and it also has gender undertones and everything. Now you see the racial come out in this one, but there's basically a high degree of anxiety there, I think, for particularly white men in America because they have traditionally had the most amount of power, and it's not that they're going to lose it all, it's just that they're going to have to share a little more of it than they're traditionally used to. And I think you see that get rest in instances like this, where it's and because there's an irrational element to it.
For sure.
And it's like this, as far as the people complaining about it being close to September 11th, feels like, September 11th is almost like national trauma we're never going to be able to get over. They said never forget, and I guess we really might not. But it seems like sometimes you gotta learn from your mistakes and move on to having it kind of run your life. It feels like it really has for the United States for the last decade. it'd be kind of great if we could get beyond that into some newer territory.